Let me see if I can describe what finding a house in Florida feels and looks like in 2022. Well, remember during the height of the pandemic, you couldn't find toilet paper? Well, that's what it's like in the South Florida housing market right now. You have to really hunt to find a home. Well, in this video, I am going to discuss why it's so difficult to find a home. I'm going to explain the housing numbers, what it feels like being in the market as a buyer, and 7 things to do to prepare you to make sure you win the house of your dreams. You don't want to miss this video if you are looking for a home in this market. So come along with me. Hi, I'm Maria Wells, your real estate expert on the Treasure Coast of Florida, where I release videos every Tuesday on neighborhoods, real estate information, and so much more. So please make sure you hit that subscribe and notification button so you don't miss my videos. So the first tip that I'm going to give you is know the market, and that means the housing numbers. Where I live on the Treasure Coast of Florida, our housing numbers were just released, and we compare year to year. So for instance, February of 22 is compared to February of 2021. You never compare to the previous month, as there are lots of reasons why that would give you an inaccurate snapshot of the market. So now listen to this in comparing the Treasure Coast of Florida with the numbers that were just released this quarter. Our sales of single family homes were down almost 20%, while the median price increased by 24%, and the inventory has shrunk to less than a month, which means there are 46% fewer homes to purchase now than there were at the same time last year. You heard me. Sales are down, prices are up, and there are less homes out there for you to purchase. For condos and townhomes, the numbers vary a little, but it's pretty much the same story. Now, I can look at my neighboring areas to the north and south of me. So for instance, Port St. Lucie, their sales increased by 22%, but their prices increased by 27%, and inventory is low like everywhere else. And in Palm Beach, the sales were sort of unchanged. Again, prices were almost up 20%, and inventory is the same sad story. Are you getting the trend? Prices up by over 20%, inventory down by at least 40%. That's why it's so difficult to secure a home. Inventory is down to less than a month. And so what does that mean? Well, if no other homes come on the market in that 1 month, it would only take 1 month to sell what is available, and then it would be gone. So I'm telling you this because you need to know the market. Time and time again, I explain this to the great people like you who want to move here, and I don't think it sets in until they arrive, because after I go through all of this, they'll say to me, well, I want to come to Florida and look at properties. And even after explaining it over and over about the inventory, when they arrive, many times there's nothing for them to look at. However, all is not lost, as we can look at areas and drill down to what area they really want. So when the right property comes on the market, they're ready to purchase. Well, you need to be prepared in everything. And this is why purchasing in this market is a marathon. It is not a sprint. I'm not going to get into the basics such as getting pre-qualified and have your financing in order, as you already know that. And what I'm telling you now is how to win the marathon of procuring a home. It's better to start this process a few months in advance to set you up for success. After all, you don't wake up one morning and decide you're going to run a marathon and having done no training. The same thing is with purchasing a home. So number 2, first, and I think the most important, is hire the right realtor. That will make the difference of finding the right home and getting you to the closing table. Without this key piece, you are going to be floundering on so many levels. There are questions you should ask when hiring a realtor, and if you like the first realtor you interview, then you don't have to interview any others. But maybe here's some questions that you should ask. Do you work full time? And I'm sure they're going to say yes. So you need to dig a little further and ask, are they available at all times during the search of you looking for a home? Find out how well they communicate. Do you like how they sound on the phone? Do they get right back to you? Ask, why should I hire you? If they answer, I'm passionate about helping people, or I like looking at houses, run as as fast as you can. They should be telling you about their experience and how well they work in the market to get the job done. Look at what they've done in the profession, or if they work with a broker who is highly skilled. Typically, the apple won't fall far from the tree if they have good support. So here are 2 tips about that to ask your realtor also. How are you at negotiations? There are 3 times a realtor will negotiate for you: the beginning of the offer, after inspections, and the appraisal. Listen to the answer. They should be able to turn a negative into a positive. And the second tip is, where do you get most of your business? If they say their business is referrals, then you know their clients love them. If they say they work with referrals that come in that maybe are out on the internet that they buy leads from, then they typically don't know how to get business and keep business unless they are just starting out, and this is the only way most new realtors can start. I know you are anxious to get a home, but do not call other realtors who just listed a property you might be interested in. Stick with the realtor you chose. The listing agent is typically going to not look out for you, and the realtor you've been working for is invested in finding you the right home. Remember, we don't get paid until the home closes, so there's a lot of work we do in faith to get a paycheck in the end. Well, the same holds true for any questions you may have. Some buyers think that they want to do all the legwork for their agent, so they call the other agents trying to obtain answers. But once you've asked your agent the questions, they should be able to find them. By calling the listed agent, you actually are jeopardizing working with the realtor you carefully selected by making those calls. Now that you have a realtor, they will be sending you properties to look at, so you'll be ready to jump when the right property comes along. Gone are the days of people not wanting to put an offer on the first home they see. If you've done your homework, you will know when the right property comes on the market. Now you just need to go see it, because you can't tell what a house is really like until you've walked in. You need to look, smell, and feel. Nothing can replace going inside a home. Pictures can really fool you. You need to smell and look and make sure it's exactly what you want. You may also want to see this video on buying a home remotely, just in case this may work for you. If you're looking and you're coming down from another state, you may not find a home while you're there, and buying remotely may be a possibility for you. So number 3, you need to be physically ready and have a schedule you can modify if a property that meets your needs comes on the market. You literally need to drop what you are doing and see how fast you can get to see a house if what meets your needs is listed. If a home hits the market, you need to see it as soon as possible, meaning that day, because if it is a good property, it will be gone fast. This is why having the right full-time realtor will allow you to get in quickly. Even if you have something very special planned, it may mean postponing that event until you can see that home. I know this is going to sound like I'm making it up, but be prepared. There are usually lines outside of a home, cars lined up and down the street to see the property. So, remember the toilet paper story? It's still the same with houses, even when you're viewing them. So number 4, you're going to have to compromise on what you want in a home. In this market with so little inventory, you may get 3 out of the 5 things you would like, but as long as the items you don't find in a home can be done later, that's really a win. So number 5, what are your expectations? What kind of home do you want? Where do you want to live? What things are on your must-have list that you will not compromise? And please make those as few as possible. And then what things are you willing to fix or repair? Do you want a single family home? Do you want a condo? Are you okay with a building that doesn't have an elevator if you need to climb stairs? Are you okay with the kind of building where you walk in and you have to walk down a hall like an apartment to enter your home? Or is living on the first floor the only option for you? Or if you live on the first floor and there's somebody overhead, is that going to bother you? Are you okay with the amount of storage that you require? So you get what I'm saying. You must really think about your wants, and you're really clear on what you must have in your expectations, because this is a market that you've got to really think in your head when you walk in, this will meet this, this, and this. So number 6, you need to understand what housing is available in that price range. So I have worked with buyers who know exactly what they want, but it's not available in the price range they need it to be in. That means you have set yourself up for failure. You must be realistic with the expectations of the type of house you want and the price. It's great to say that the right home will come available, because I hear that all the time. Well, I just know the right home's going to become available. But if you want a home that will never come on the market in your price range, it's not going to come available and you're going to miss other opportunities. So number 7, don't get discouraged. If you don't get the first offer, discuss with your realtor your strategy, because remember, this is a marathon, because we want to make sure that you hopefully have learned from whatever happened in that home, and it might not be anything you did, so that you can win the offer on the next one. Well, buying a home in today's market is tough and not for the weak of heart. If you prepare, you will win, but it will take a while for either to get the right home, come on the market, or to win the bid. Keep sharpening your skills. You truly will win that bid if you are prepared. And this next video may help you even more in the quest of finding a home.